94.3. Hello and welcome to 94.3 Local Radio. I'm Andy.
I'm Jim, and in today's show, following the recent increasing tensions within the scientific community, we're going to have a special report from the peace conference designed to reduce the likelihood of all-out war.
That's right, Jim. But first, let's play the show from our feature mystery detective series starring Frank Malone. 94.3. My name's Frank Malone, private investigator. It had been a long night before I realized it was day and I was still wearing my sleep mask. I turned left onto Penny Street that had been knocked down some years back, and I broke my nose in the building they'd put in its place. I stumbled back holding my bleeding nose and got knocked down by a streetcar. I heard some kids laughing at me, so I took off the mask in time to see them riding away in the streetcar that knocked me down. I told them to scram, but they were already too far away to hear me properly. They came back over and asked me what I'd said. When I told them, they beat on me with sticks until I fell over again. Yeah, in this job you spend a lot of time in the gutter, looking for clues, working with low lives, drinking so much you get beaten up by kids and pass out in the street. Yeah, you spend a lot of time in the gutter. I got up and walked on. After a way, I got a feeling I was being followed by a tall man in a dark suit who turned out to be my shadow. I tried not to let it bother me, but I let out a shriek like a little girl and ran into the road where I got knocked down by the streetcar again. When I came to, I was in the hospital. Old Tony the barman had had his way with me again, and I asked the staff how the hell they could have let him in to do that to me while I was unconscious. And they just told me he paid them a bribe. 94.3.
Hello and welcome back to 94.3 Local Radio.
And we'll be going over live to the press conference in just a short time.
But maybe now's a good time to introduce our new producer on the show, Dan. Dan, hello.
Can you check your levels, please, boys?
Sorry, what?
Can you check your levels, please, boys? We've already started the show, Dan. Can you check your levels, please, boys? Hey, boys.
Oh, hello, Jose.
Hey, Jose. Can you check your levels, please, boys?
I think we may have a problem with the new producer. When I hired him, he seemed to sound like he knew what he was talking about, eh? But now, I think maybe that is all he will ever say.
Can you check your levels, please, boys?
Okay, that's great, Jose. Now, following the recent increase in tensions between biologists and physicists that is threatening to tear the scientific community apart, we've sent along a 94.3 News Team reporter to the peace conference that is designed to bring an end to the hostilities.
Actually, Jim, we couldn't get our hands on a News Team reporter.
Who did we send along then?
It was Alan and John from the sports team.
Oh, good. This is going to end well.
And you join us here today at the conference designed to reduce the tensions that have been increasing recently in the scientific community. And up next to make a statement is the physicists. And here he comes now.
Come on now. You haven't got the missing link. You've never found the missing link. Evolution works perfectly well for all animals right up until the human being. It's quite clear to all us physicists that humans were made by aliens. And the biologists taking the stand now to make their rebuttal.
You have got to be fucking joking! You've got the entire human genome sequenced. We know exactly where we come from. We can read it in our fucking blueprints. Okay, we don't have the fossil of the missing link yet, but we do have the fossil record of all life on this planet, and we don't even need that, as now we can read the entire blueprints of life.
Horseshit!
Bollocks! Bullshit!
That's nuts!
Bollocks!
Did someone say bullshit?
I think someone did say bullshit.
Bullshit!
Well, Alan, it looks like there's no headway being made here today whatsoever.
No, John. These tensions and differences are well entrenched within their respective fields. Frankly, I don't see that there can be any resolution to this ice cream, John.
Ice cream, Alan?
Yes, thank you, John. I'll have a double scooper.
I'm afraid the refreshments will have to wait, Alan, because I'm getting word now that we can go over live to an interview with one of our sports team reporters who's interviewing a member of the third branch of science, a chemist.
He'll just throw some acid in his face, John.
Well, let's go and see.
And here we are with the leader of the chemists, who are about to explain to us their position in this whole debacle. So, Dr. Chemist.
Well, the way we see it is... Have some acid, you fucker!
Incredibly pressy interview, Alan.
Not really, John. It was me that gave him the idea.
Well, it will be interesting to see how things develop from here. But for now, it's back to the studio.
94.3.
Hello and welcome back to 94.3 Local Radio.
Well, Andy, it seems the scientific community is as far away as ever from reaching any kind of resolution.
That's right, Jim. And with the astrophysicists threatening to fire all of the biologists into space, we can only hope that things escalate quickly and spiral out of control.
That's right, Andy. This war between the sciences has been coming for a long time. And I can't wait to whoop and cheer as mankind callously desecrates one of its own pillars of knowledge.
But while we wait, why don't we play some adverts?
Can you check your levels, please, boys?
94.3.
Some people like monkeys, and some people like junkies. Well, now you can have the best of both worlds with the all-new Junkie Monkey. Our adorable chemically dependent monkeys will be the perfect cuddly companion for you. And when you're out at work, it will rob your house of anything it can sell to feed its out-of-control habit. Come home to an empty house with 3 or 4 zonked-out monkeys lay around high on drugs and give them all a cuddle. But don't do it when they're coming down, or they'll rip your face off.
94.3.
Hello and welcome back to 94.3 Local Radio.
Can you check your levels, please, boys?
And we've got a great show lined up for you today.
Horseshit.
What? Sorry? What was that?
Did you say something, Dan?
Can you check your levels, please, boys?
Well, that's great. Okay, and now for people who have short attention spans, we have our special literary show that seeks to offer a concise review of a number of famous works of literature.
That's right, Jim. The show boils down entire books into one sentence for those people who just can't be bothered to read the whole thing.
I just said that, Andy. You just engaged in a needless act of repetition.
Can you check your levels, please, boys?
94.3.
Hello, and welcome to the Literary Show, which seeks to offer a concise review of a number of famous literary works. Number 1, The Epic of Gilgamesh.
Men slaps fish to win a prize.
Number 2, Oedipus Rex.
Murder Fuck Fest.
Number 3, Tess of the D'Urbervilles.
Whiny bitch gets slapped down.
Number 4, Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice.
61 chapters of horseshit.
Number 5, Julius Caesar's Conquest of Gaul.
Big dick talk shit old school hardcore murder fuck fest.
Number 6, The Bible, Part 1.
God bullies Jews.
Number 7, The Bible, Part 2.
Possible tranny rounds his mouth and gets nailed up.
Number 8, The Quran. Number 9, William Shakespeare's Macbeth.
Man gets stabby for a promotion.
Number 10, William Shakespeare's Hamlet.
Corruption exposed by a shitty second-rate entertainment show.
Number 11, Noam Chomsky's Manufacturing Consent.
The functions of a global fascistic technocracy.
Number 12, Charles Darwin's On the Origin of Species.
Plants changing my garden.
Editorial notes.
There was no fish slapping in the Epic of Gilgamesh. Pride and Prejudice is well-respected horseshit. And God bullies Jews is only an approximate summation and not an accurate assessment of intent.
94.3. Hello and welcome back to 94.3 Local Radio.
Can you check your levels, please, boys?
Okay, I'm gonna have to kill him.
No time for that now, Jim, as now we've got to play some adverts.
94.3.
100 one-shot fireworks! Come buy 100 one-shot fireworks! Our fireworks sometimes go off and create wonderful displays for distant neighbours to marvel at, while you and your family shield your faces from the blast and shockwave. And sometimes they just go off in the box, killing you and your family as you shield your faces from the blast and shockwave, creating wonderful displays for distant neighbours to marvel at. Our fireworks have indeterminate length fuses coated with a super fast burning oxide that's poisonous to dogs. Our Catherine wheels fly off any stand they're attached to, and although they're not designed to seek out human body temperature, you'd swear that they have been. Our fireworks are really fucking dangerous.
94.3.
Hello, and you're back with us on 94.3. And we've been hearing of some stirring down at the press conference, so we're going back over now, live, to Alan and John.
94.3.
Okay, it seems we've got a technical glitch. Dan, anything you can do about that?
Can you check your levels, please, boys?
Nope, apparently not.
Well, Alan, no progress being made here whatsoever.
Yes, John, this is just one of many conferences, and so far it's been utterly fruitless.
Yes, Alan, the biologists and physicists have long been at each other's throats, but now the chemists have joined in too. In fact, here comes one now.
Woo! Yeah, man, yeah.
And you're one of the ones here representing the chemists, aren't you?
Woo! Yeah, man, fucking A, man. Yeah, woo! Woo! This ecstasy is fucking amazing, man. Yeah! Woo! Woo! And there he goes, John, out of his feckin' tree.
Yes, Alan, the chemists haven't really done much but take strong concoctions of potent drugs and got into minor scuffles around the conference.
Well, John, whoever is going to come out on top in these science wars, it's not going to be the chemists. Have some acid in your face!
Oh dear, and the chemists using their go-to move.
Yes, John, they're trying to take this up to the next level, and I can't say that I blame them.
I can't help but feel you're right, Alan. All these peace conferences are just a masquerade and a charade to cover the brutal war that's bound to erupt soon between the factions of the scientific community.
The chemists know this, and are trying to start the hostilities, but what they don't realise is they will be the first to be wiped out.
Absolutely inevitable, Alan. The chemists are far too high to think straight, and their acid attacks only have a limited range, whereas the biologists have germ warfare and the physicists have nuclear bombs.
I'll be honest, John. I've been goading them to start the war.
That's unlike you, Alan, and not our business as commentators to get involved.
I can't hold myself back, John. I want to see bloodshed here today.
Well, I have a feeling some of the strange matches we've been sent to report on in recent months is starting to take its strain on you.
You're absolutely right, John. I have terrible, horrific nightmares.
You're not alone, Alan. I still can't get over the image of that burning bear man.
Yes, there were some good days, John. You're right.
94.3.
Well, there we go, Jim.
Yes, Andy, it seems a science war is inevitable. And with the chemists being smashed out of their faces, and with the biologists, frankly, being a bunch of pansies, we can only hope for a glorious victory for the physics team.
That's right, Jim. And we've got with us one of the leading physicists fighting the campaign. And he's going to give us an interview right after the news.
94.3. Hello, and welcome to Local News Radio. Physicists have opened up a wormhole that sucks biology through into a giant vortex. Biologists are said to be enraged, but experts say there is nothing they can do to prevent biology from being sucked through the wormhole, and that soon biology will never have existed, meaning the loss of one of the three main sciences: chemistry, physics, and And in other news, the coronation of the physics king is set for tomorrow, and everyone is looking forward to it. All the history books in the county between 1540 and 1596 have been rewritten to include the phrase, "the slimy bastard," when referring to Sir Francis Drake. The alterations came at the insistence of local popular businessman Jose Mancini, who has also insisted that Ferdinand Magellan is recognized in all the county's history books, which have, to date, refused to acknowledge his existence.
Hello, and you're back with us, and we've just heard on the news there that biologists have been sucked into space.
That's right, Jim. Utterly shocking. And we have here with us one of the lead physicists to explain their actions.
So, Mr. Physicist, why did you do it?
Because fuck biology, that's why.
For what now?
Never mind.
And to be quite frank, we don't know why we've got you on our show. I seem to remember something vaguely about a war.
There was no war on biology.
But I can't remember. Who are you fighting?
We weren't fighting anyone.
Okay, that's great. Well, that's about all the time we've got for on today's show.
That's right, Jim. So let's pass it over to the lunchtime crew. Can you check your levels, please, boys?
94.3.
It's quite clear to all us physicists, I killed a man.